Welcome to CBSE Grade 10. This session covers Part A, Unit 2 Self-Management Skills under Employability Skills. You will practice objective questions designed for exam preparation as per the CBSE pattern. These skills help you manage time, emotions, and goals effectively. Let's begin. These are objective type MCQ questions designed for exam preparation. Each question is based on self-management skills and follows the CBSE exam pattern. Read carefully, choose the correct option, and check your understanding. Question 1. What is the ability to control one's emotions, thoughts, and behavior effectively in different situations called? A. Self-awareness. B. Self-motivation. C. Self-management. D. Self-esteem. Answer. C. Self-management. Explanation. Self-management, which is also referred to as self-control, is defined as the ability to effectively regulate one's own emotions, thoughts, and actions across various situations. This skill helps individuals stay calm, focused, and disciplined. It is highly valued by employers because it leads to better performance, responsible behavior, and effective decision-making. Question 2. What are the perceived demands or threats that are the reason for stress called? A. Stressors. B. Reactions. C. Consequences. D. Beliefs. Answer. A. Stressors. Explanation. Stress is a reaction to perceived demands or threats. These specific demands or threats that cause the stress reaction are known as stressors. Stressors can be external, such as exams, deadlines, or workload, or internal, such as fear, worry, or negative thinking. For example, feeling unprepared for an exam is a common stressor that can lead to stress. Question 3. According to the ABC model of stress management, what does the B represent? A. The balance achieved after managing stress. B. The beginning of the stressful event. C. The way you respond to the stressful event. D. The behavior exhibited during the event. Answer. C. The way you respond to the stressful event. Explanation. The ABC model of stress management explains how stress affects us. A stands for adversity, which is the stressful event. B stands for beliefs, which means the way you think about and respond to that event. C stands for consequences, which are the results of your response. Therefore, B refers to your beliefs and response patterns, which play a key role in how much stress you experience. Question 4. A student feels worried about an upcoming exam for which they feel unprepared. This feeling of worry is an example of what? A. A stressor. B. Stress. C. A stress management technique. D. Emotional intelligence. Answer. B. Stress. Explanation. The situation of feeling unprepared for an exam is the stressor. The emotional and mental response to that situation, such as feeling worried or anxious, is called stress. This example clearly shows how perceived demands can lead to a state of stress in everyday life. Question 5. Which of the following is not a recommended technique for managing stress? A. Going on a holiday with family and friends. B. Focusing on the negative aspects of life. C. Eating a healthy and balanced diet. D. Getting at least 7 hours of sleep. Answer. B. Focusing on the negative aspects of life. Explanation. Healthy stress management techniques include getting enough sleep, eating a balanced diet, spending time with family and friends, and taking breaks or holidays. Focusing on the negative aspects of life is not recommended because it increases worry and anxiety, adding more stress instead of reducing it. Question 6. How does helpful stress, like a deadline, differ from harmful stress? A. Helpful stress is mental, while harmful stress is physical. B. Helpful stress motivates achievement, while prolonged stress harms health. C. Helpful stress comes from work, while harmful stress comes from family. D. Helpful stress is easy to avoid, while harmful stress is not. Answer. B. Helpful stress motivates achievement, while prolonged stress harms health. Explanation. Stress can be helpful in certain situations. For example, the pressure of a deadline can motivate a person to focus, work efficiently, and complete tasks on time. However, when stress continues for a long period or becomes excessive, it can negatively affect emotional well-being and physical health, making it harmful. Question 7. What is defined as the ability to identify and manage one's own emotions as well as the emotions of others? A. Self-awareness. B. Self-regulation. C. Emotional intelligence. D. Positivity. Answer. C. Emotional intelligence. Explanation. Emotional intelligence is the ability to understand, identify, and manage your own emotions and also recognize and respond appropriately to the emotions of others. It includes skills such as emotional awareness, self-control, empathy, and effective emotional management, which are important for healthy relationships and personal success. Question 8. What does harnessing emotions as a skill of emotional intelligence involve? A. The ability to name and identify one's own emotions. B. The ability to regulate one's emotions when necessary. C. The ability to ignore emotions to focus on work. D. The ability to apply emotions to tasks like problem solving. Answer. D. The ability to apply emotions to tasks like problem solving. Explanation. Emotional intelligence includes several important skills. Harnessing emotions means using emotions positively and effectively while thinking, learning, and solving problems. Instead of letting emotions interfere with work, this skill allows emotions to support decision making, creativity, and problem solving. Question 9. A student loses a school competition but, instead of getting upset, congratulates the winner and feels determined to do better next time. This behavior demonstrates what quality? The student had practiced for weeks and really wanted to win. However, they controlled their disappointment and focused on future improvement. A. Poor time management. B. High emotional intelligence. C. A lack of motivation. D. Low self-awareness. Answer. B. High emotional intelligence. Explanation. This situation shows strong emotional intelligence. The student is able to recognize and control feelings of disappointment, respond positively by congratulating the winner, and stay motivated to improve. Managing emotions gracefully and focusing on growth after a setback are clear signs of high emotional intelligence. Question 10. Consider the following statements. Statement 1. Stress is always harmful and should be avoided completely. Statement 2. Managing stress involves striking a balance between life, work, relationships, relaxation, and fun. A. Both Statement 1 and Statement 2 are true. B. Statement 1 is false, but Statement 2 is true. C. Statement 1 is true, but Statement 2 is false. D. Both Statement 1 and Statement 2 are false. Answer. B. Statement 1 is false, but statement 2 is true. Explanation. Statement 1 is false because stress is not always harmful. In some situations, stress can be helpful, such as motivating a person to meet deadlines or perform better. Statement 2 is true because effective stress management focuses on maintaining a healthy balance between work, personal life, relationships, relaxation, and enjoyment. Question 11. Evaluate the correctness of the following statements about self management skills. Taking ownership of your tasks is a key part of responsibility. 2. Staying current with new information is a component of adaptability. 3. Making a timetable and following it is an example of time management. A. Only I is correct. B. Only 2 and 3 are correct. C. Only I and 2 are correct. D. All I, 2, and 3 are correct. Answer. D. All I, 2, and 3 are correct. Explanation. All three statements correctly describe important aspects of self-management skills. Taking ownership of tasks shows responsibility. Staying updated with new information reflects adaptability to change. Making and following a timetable is a basic and effective way to manage time efficiently. Question 12. What is the recommended minimum duration for a good night's sleep to recharge the body and brain? A. 5 hours. B. 6 hours. C. 7 hours. D. 8 hours. Answer. C. 7 hours. Explanation. As part of effective stress management, it is recommended to get at least 7 hours of sleep each night. This amount of sleep helps the body and brain recover, improves concentration and energy levels, and reduces stress, allowing better performance the next day. Question 13. The ability to be self-aware, self-monitoring, and take initiative without being told what to do is known as what? A. Emotional intelligence. B. The ability to work independently. C. Stress management. D. Time management. Answer. B. The ability to work independently. Explanation. The ability to work independently means being self-aware, self-monitoring, and self-correcting. It also involves taking initiative, understanding what needs to be done, and acting without waiting for instructions, which is an important self-management skill. Question 14. Assertion. A physical exercise and yoga can help in managing stress. Reason. Are these activities help in proper blood circulation and relax the body? A. Both A and R are true, and R is the correct explanation of A. B. Both A and R are true, but R is not the correct explanation of A. C. A is true but R is false. D. A is false but R is true. Answer. A. Both A and R are true, and R is the correct explanation of A. Explanation. Physical exercise, including yoga and deep breathing, is an effective way to manage stress. These activities improve blood circulation and help relax the body and mind. As a result, they reduce stress levels, which clearly explains why the assertion is true. Question 15. The process of understanding what you like or dislike, your beliefs, and what you do well is known as A. Knowing yourself. B. Setting goals. C. Time management. D. Motivating yourself. Answer. A. Knowing yourself. Explanation. Knowing yourself means understanding who you are as a person. It includes awareness of your likes, dislikes, beliefs, opinions, strengths, and weaknesses. This self-understanding forms the foundation of self-management and helps you make better decisions, set realistic goals, and improve personal growth. Question 16. Why is it important to analyze your strengths and weaknesses? A. It helps you compare yourself with others. B. It helps you convert weaknesses into strengths. C. It ensures you never have to face difficult tasks. D. It makes it easier to blame others for failures. Answer. B. It helps you convert weaknesses into strengths. Explanation. Analyzing your strengths and weaknesses is an important part of self-awareness and self-improvement. It helps you identify areas where you can improve and work on them to become better. By understanding your weaknesses, you can turn them into strengths, and by recognizing your strengths, you can develop them further, which ultimately helps you achieve success in life. Question 17. What is the primary difference between interests and abilities? A. Interests are what you like to do, while abilities are what you can do well. B. Interests are natural, while abilities must be acquired through training. C. Interests are related to future jobs, while abilities relate to hobbies. D. Interests are your weaknesses, while abilities are your strengths. Answer. A. Interests are what you like to do, while abilities are what you can do well. Explanation. Interests are activities that you enjoy doing and feel curious about. Abilities, on the other hand, are the skills or capacities, natural or learned, that allow you to perform tasks effectively. Understanding the difference helps in making better academic and career choices. Question 18. Which of the following is described as an acquired or natural capacity to perform a particular job or task with considerable proficiency? A. Interest. B. Value. C. Belief. D. Ability. Answer. D. Ability. Explanation. An ability is a natural or learned capacity that enables a person to perform a specific task or job effectively. Abilities develop through practice, training, and experience, and they are often considered a person's strengths. Question 19. A student loves listening to music but is not good at singing. This situation illustrates a mismatch between what two aspects? A. Strengths and weaknesses. B. Interests and abilities. C. Beliefs and values. D. Opinions and background. Answer. B. Interests and abilities. Explanation. This example shows a difference between what a person enjoys and what they are skilled at. The student has an interest in music but lacks the ability to sing well. Understanding the difference between interests and abilities helps in making realistic choices about hobbies, learning goals, and future careers. Question 20. All of the following are suggested techniques for finding your weaknesses except A. Pointing out the areas where you struggle. B. Ignoring the feedback that others give you. C. Being open to feedback without feeling low. D. Looking at what others perform better than you. Answer. B. Ignoring the feedback that others give you. Explanation. Identifying weaknesses requires self-awareness and openness to feedback. Listening to others, reflecting on areas of difficulty, and learning from those who perform better are helpful techniques. Ignoring feedback prevents self-improvement and hinders the process of understanding and addressing one's weaknesses. Question 21. Consider the following statements. Statement 1. Self-awareness involves identifying only your strengths to build confidence. Statement 2. Looking at feedback others usually give you is a way to identify areas for improvement. A. Both Statement 1 and Statement 2 are true. B. Statement 1 is false, but Statement 2 is true. C. Statement 1 is true, but Statement 2 is false. D. Both statement 1 and statement 2 are false. Answer. B. Statement 1 is false, but statement 2 is true. Explanation. Statement 1 is false because self-awareness means understanding both strengths and weaknesses, not just strengths. Statement 2 is true because feedback from others helps you identify areas where you can improve, making it an important part of self-awareness and personal growth. Question 22. How does being open to feedback contribute to self-awareness? A. It proves that your own opinions are always correct. B. It allows you to see yourself from another person's perspective. C. It helps you ignore your weaknesses and focus only on strengths. D. It makes you more skilled at arguing with others. Answer. B. It allows you to see yourself from another person's perspective. Explanation. Being open to feedback is important for self-awareness because it helps you understand how others see your behavior and performance. This outside perspective can reveal blind spots and weaknesses that you may not notice on your own, helping you gain a more complete and accurate understanding of yourself. Question 23. A person realizes they are very good at creative writing but struggle with solving mathematics problems. This realization is a key part of what process? After receiving feedback from teachers and thinking about what they enjoy, the person made this conclusion about their skills. A. Strength and weakness analysis. B. Time management. C. Goal setting. D. Stress management. Answer. A. Strength and weakness analysis. Explanation. This situation clearly shows strength and weakness analysis. The person has identified a strength, being good at creative writing, and a weakness, difficulty in solving mathematics problems. Recognizing both strengths and weaknesses through reflection and feedback is an important step in self-awareness and personal development. Question 24. What is the internal force that drives you to do things and achieve your goals? A. Emotional intelligence. B. Self-motivation. C. External pressure. D. Self-awareness. Answer. B. Self-motivation. Explanation. Self-motivation is the inner drive that pushes you to take action and work towards your goals. It helps you stay focused, positive, and determined without depending on external pressure or reminders. This inner force plays a key role in personal growth, achievement, and overall happiness. Question 25. What distinguishes internal motivation from external motivation? A. Internal motivation is weak, while external motivation is strong. B. Internal motivation is for hobbies, while external motivation is for work. C. Internal motivation comes from within, while external motivation comes from rewards. D. Internal motivation is temporary, while external motivation is permanent. Answer. C. Internal motivation comes from within, while external motivation comes from rewards. Explanation. The main difference between internal and external motivation is the source of the drive. Internal motivation comes from personal interest, enjoyment, or satisfaction. External motivation depends on outside factors such as rewards, praise, recognition, or appreciation from others. Question 26. A student practices dance every day simply because they love dancing and it makes them happy. What type of motivation is this? A. External motivation. B. Internal motivation. C. Reward-based motivation. D. Recognition motivation. Answer. B. Internal motivation. Explanation. This is a clear example of internal motivation. The student is motivated by personal enjoyment and happiness, not by rewards, prizes, or recognition. When an activity is done for satisfaction and interest that comes from within, it is called internal motivation. Question 27. Which of the following is a quality typically seen in self-motivated people? A. They are easily distracted by other tasks. B. They wait for others to tell them what to do. C. They are focused and know what they want from life. D. They are unsure about what is important to them. Answer. C. They are focused and know what they want from life. Explanation. Self-motivated people usually have clear goals and a strong sense of direction. They remain focused, understand what is important to them, and work consistently towards achieving their goals. Waiting for instructions or being easily distracted are not traits of self-motivated individuals. Question 28. How does setting and focusing on goals contribute to self-motivation? A. It provides a clear direction and purpose for your energy. B. It guarantees that you will never face any difficulties. C. It removes the need to have a detailed plan. D. It makes you rely on others for encouragement. Answer. A. It provides a clear direction and purpose for your energy. Explanation. Setting clear goals helps you understand what you want to achieve and where to focus your efforts. When your goals are clear, your energy and actions are directed towards a specific purpose, which strengthens self-motivation and keeps you focused on achieving your objectives. Question 29. An entrepreneur started with a small shop and, through focus and dedication, built a very popular brand that is known worldwide. This journey is a real-world example of what quality? This describes the journey of Mahashay Dharampal Gulati, the founder of MDH, who demonstrated clear focus and ideas to grow his company. A. Lack of a clear plan. B. Self-motivation. C. Dependence on others. D. Poor time management. Answer. B. Self-motivation. Explanation. The journey of the MDH founder is a strong example of self-motivation. Starting from a small shop and building a globally recognized brand required inner drive, focus, dedication, and perseverance. His success shows how self-motivation plays a key role in achieving long-term goals and overcoming challenges. Question 30. Self-motivated people are known to have all the following qualities except: A. They are focused. B. They are dedicated to their dreams. C. They are easily discouraged by setbacks. D. They know what is important to them. Answer. C. They are easily discouraged by setbacks. Explanation. Self-motivated people stay committed to their goals even when they face challenges or failures. They remain focused, dedicated, and clear about what matters to them. Being easily discouraged by setbacks is the opposite of self-motivation, which is why option C is the correct answer. Question 31. Assertion: winning a prize in a competition can motivate a person to practice more. Reason: this is an example of internal motivation, where the drive comes from personal satisfaction. A. Both A and R are true, and R is the correct explanation of A. B. A is true but R is false. C. A is false but R is true. D. Both A and R are false. Answer. B. A is true but R is false. Explanation. The assertion is true because winning a prize can encourage a person to practice more. However, the reason is false. Winning a prize or gaining recognition is a form of external motivation, as it comes from rewards or appreciation given by others, not from inner enjoyment or personal satisfaction. Question 32. Evaluate the correctness of the following statements about motivation. I. Internal motivation is driven by feelings of happiness and well being. 2. External motivation is driven by factors like receiving a prize or appreciation. 3. Self motivation is the ability to do things without outside influence. A. Only 3 is correct. B. Only I and 2 are correct. C. Only I and 3 are correct. D. All I, 2, and 3 are correct. Answer. D. All I, 2, and 3 are correct. Explanation. All 3 statements are correct. Internal motivation comes from within and is linked to feelings of happiness, satisfaction, and personal well being. External motivation is influenced by outside factors such as rewards, prizes, recognition, or appreciation. Self motivation refers to the ability to take action and continue working toward goals without depending on external pressure or encouragement. Question 33. What type of motivation is driven by factors like respect, recognition, and appreciation from others? A. Internal motivation. B. Self motivation. C. External motivation. D. Intrinsic motivation. Answer. C. External motivation. Explanation. External motivation comes from outside rewards and influences. When a person is motivated by respect, recognition, praise, or appreciation from others, the motivation is external. This is different from internal, intrinsic motivation, which comes from personal satisfaction or enjoyment. Question 34. What does it mean to stay loyal to your goals as a step in building self-motivation? A. To never change your goals once you have set them. B. To continue working towards your goals even during difficult times. C. To ask others for permission before changing your plans. D. To achieve your goals without creating a plan first. Answer. B. To continue working towards your goals even during difficult times. Explanation. Staying loyal to your goals means not giving up when you face challenges or setbacks. It emphasizes persistence, dedication, and continuing your efforts even when things become difficult. Question 35. What is a goal in the context of personal development? A. A random task that you perform daily. B. A set of dreams with a deadline to achieve them. C. A problem that prevents you from succeeding. D. An activity that you have no interest in completing. Answer. B. A set of dreams with a deadline to achieve them. Explanation. A goal is a dream or desire that is given a clear time limit for achievement. The deadline makes it specific and achievable, turning a simple wish into a concrete plan for personal growth. Question 36. In the SMART Goals framework, what does the letter M stand for? A. Meaningful. B. Measurable. C. Motivational. D. Manageable. Answer. B. Measurable. Explanation. In the SMART framework, M stands for measurable. A measurable goal allows you to track progress and clearly know when the goal has been achieved by answering questions like how much or how many. Question 37. Why is making a goal specific important for its achievement? A. It ensures the goal is easy and requires no effort. B. It provides a clear and focused direction for what to do. C. It allows the goal to be changed on a daily basis. D. It makes the goal vague enough for flexible interpretation. Answer. B. It provides a clear and focused direction for what to do. Explanation. A specific goal clearly tells you what needs to be done and how to do it. It removes confusion, gives clear direction, and helps you focus your efforts, making it easier to achieve the goal. Question 38. Which of the following is the best example of a specific goal according to the SMART criteria? A. I would learn to speak English. B. I want to become a better person. C. I will improve my health someday. D. I will learn to speak English fluently by joining coaching classes. Answer. D. I will learn to speak English fluently by joining coaching classes. Explanation. A specific goal clearly states what you want to achieve and how you will achieve it. Option D mentions the exact goal, speaking English fluently, and the method, joining coaching classes, making it clear, focused, and specific. Question 39. What is the difference between a measurable goal and a time-bound goal? A. A measurable goal tracks progress with numbers, while a time-bound goal sets a deadline. B. A measurable goal is for the short term, while a time-bound goal is for the long term. C. A measurable goal must be realistic, while a time-bound goal can be unrealistic. D. A measurable goal focuses on why, while a time-bound goal focuses on who. Answer. A. A measurable goal tracks progress with numbers, while a time-bound goal sets a deadline. Explanation. A measurable goal helps you track progress using numbers, such as how much or how many. A time-bound goal specifies a clear deadline or time limit for achieving the goal. Question 40. Which of the following is an example of an unrealistic goal? A. I will read my entire year's syllabus in one day. B. I will complete my graduation after higher secondary. C. I will spend 3 hours every day after school revising. D. I will apply for a teaching job after getting my B.Ed. Answer. A. I will read my entire year's syllabus in one day. Explanation. This goal is unrealistic because completing an entire year's syllabus in a single day is not practically achievable. A realistic goal should be possible to work towards within available time and capacity, allowing proper understanding and learning. Question 41. How does breaking down a big goal into smaller parts make it more achievable? A. It makes the big goal seem less important. B. It eliminates the need for a timeline. C. It creates a clear path with manageable steps. D. It removes all potential challenges and obstacles. Answer. C. It creates a clear path with manageable steps. Explanation. Breaking a big goal into smaller parts helps make it easier to achieve because each step feels manageable. This creates a clear path forward and allows steady progress toward the final goal, making the overall task less overwhelming. Question 42. A student sets a goal to lose 10 kilograms in the next 6 months by exercising 3 times a week and following a diet plan. Which SMART criteria does the phrase "in the next 6 months" fulfill? A. Specific. B. Measurable. C. Achievable. D. Time-bound. Answer. D. Time-bound. Explanation. The phrase "in the next 6 months" sets a clear deadline for achieving the goal. This is the time-bound element of the SMART framework. Having a fixed time frame motivates the student to take action promptly and helps track progress toward completing the goal on time. Question 43. Consider the following statements about SMART goals. Statement 1. A goal like "I want to be rich" is a good example of a measurable goal. Statement 2. Making goals realistic means they should be something one wants to achieve and can work towards. A. Both statement 1 and statement 2 are true. B. Statement 1 is false, but statement 2 is true. C. Statement 1 is true, but statement 2 is false. D. Both statement 1 and statement 2 are false. Answer. B. Statement 1 is false, but statement 2 is true. Explanation. Statement 1 is false because I want to be rich is not measurable. It does not clearly define how much wealth is desired, so progress cannot be tracked. Statement 2 is true because a realistic goal is one that is achievable and something a person genuinely wants and can work towards with effort and planning. Question 44. What is the process of finding and listing your goals and then planning on how to achieve them called? A. Goal setting. B. Self-motivation. C. Time management. D. Dream analysis. Answer. A. Goal setting. Explanation. Goal setting is the process of identifying and listing your goals and then making a clear plan to achieve them. It helps give direction to your life, keeps you focused on what is important, and guides your efforts toward meaningful success. Question 45. Assertion. A goal setting helps you focus on the end result instead of less important work. Reason. Our goals allow you to separate what is important and provide a clear vision of where you want to go. A. Both A and R are true, and R is the correct explanation of A. B. Both A and R are true, but R is not the correct explanation of A. C. A is true but R is false. D. A is false but R is true. Answer. A. Both A and R are true, and R is the correct explanation of A. Explanation. Goal setting helps you concentrate on what truly matters, the final outcome, rather than getting distracted by less important tasks. This happens because goals clearly define priorities and give you a clear direction. When you know where you want to go, it becomes easier to focus your time and effort on meaningful actions that lead to success. Question 46. What is the ability to plan and control how you spend the hours of your day to do all that you want to do? A. Goal setting. B. Self-motivation. C. Time management. D. Self-awareness. Answer. C. Time management. Explanation. Time management is the ability to plan and control how you use your time effectively. It helps you organize your daily activities, prioritize tasks, and complete work on time. By managing time well, you can achieve your goals efficiently and balance different responsibilities without feeling stressed or rushed. Question 47. What are the 4 steps for effective time management? A. Plan, do, check, act. B. Organize, prioritize, control, track. C. Specific, measurable, achievable, realistic. D. Awareness, belief, consequence, action. Answer. B. Organize, prioritize, control, track. Explanation. Effective time management follows 4 simple steps. First, organize your day by planning your tasks. Second, prioritize by deciding which tasks are most important. Third, control your time by avoiding distractions and time wasters. Finally, track how you spend your time so you can improve your routine. These steps help you use time wisely and complete work efficiently. Question 48. What is the purpose of the prioritize step in time management? A. To identify and note where time has been spent. B. To clean and organize the study environment. C. To avoid distractions and time-wasting activities. D. To rank tasks by importance to get the most critical ones done first. Answer. D. To rank tasks by importance to get the most critical ones done first. Explanation. The prioritize step means making a to-do list and arranging tasks according to their importance. This helps you complete the most important work first and ensures that essential tasks are not delayed. Question 49. Creating a to-do list and ranking tasks like complete homework as most important is an application of which time management step? A. Organize. B. Prioritize. C. Control. D. Track. Answer. B. Prioritize. Explanation. The prioritize step focuses on listing tasks and arranging them according to their importance. By ranking activities, such as completing homework first, you ensure that urgent and important tasks are done before less important ones. This helps you use your time effectively and stay focused on what matters most. Question 50. Effective time management helps you do all of the following except A. Complete tasks on time. B. Get carried away in activities and forget main tasks. C. Make a daily timetable. D. Submit homework and assignments on time. Answer. B. Get carried away in activities and forget main tasks. Explanation. Effective time management helps you plan your day, complete tasks on time, and meet deadlines such as submitting homework and assignments. Getting carried away in activities and forgetting important tasks is a sign of poor time management, not effective time management. Question 51. How does the control step differ from the track step in time management? A. Control is about planning the day, while track is about ranking tasks. B. Control is about avoiding time wasters, while track is about analyzing where time went. C. Control involves making a to-do list, while track involves cleaning your desk. D. Control is done at the beginning of the day, while track is done at the end of the week. Answer. Option B. Control is about avoiding time wasters, while track is about analyzing where time went. Explanation. The control step focuses on managing your activities during the day by avoiding distractions such as unnecessary phone use or chatting. The track step focuses on reviewing your day by noting how and where your time was spent. This helps you understand whether your time was used effectively and how you can improve your time management. Question 52. How does organizing your surroundings, such as your study table, contribute to effective time management? A. It ensures that you never have to study again. B. It is a time-wasting activity that should be avoided. C. It helps save time by ensuring things are in their proper place. D. It makes it easier to get distracted by other activities. Answer. Option C. It helps save time by ensuring things are in their proper place. Explanation. Organizing your surroundings is part of the organized step of time management. When your study table and materials are neat and arranged properly, you do not waste time searching for books, notes, or stationery. Everything is easily available, which saves time and helps you focus better on your work. Question 53. A student decides to stop chatting on the phone and surfing gossip sites while studying for an exam in order to focus on the important task. This action is an example of which step of time management? The student has identified these activities as unproductive and is making a conscious effort to avoid them to better use their study time. A. Organize. B. Prioritize. C. Control. D. Track. Answer. Option C. Control. Explanation. This situation is an example of the control step of time management. In this step, the student takes control of their activities by identifying and avoiding time wasters such as chatting on the phone or visiting gossip websites. By doing so, the student is able to focus better on important tasks like studying and use time more effectively. Question 54. Consider the following statements about time management. Statement 1. Making a daily timetable is a key aspect of time management. Statement 2. Prioritizing means doing the least important tasks first to get them out of the way. A. Both Statement 1 and Statement 2 are true. B. Statement 1 is true, but Statement 2 is false. C. Statement 1 is false, but Statement 2 is true. D. Both Statement 1 and Statement 2 are false. Answer. Option B. Statement 1 is true, but Statement 2 is false. Explanation. Statement 1 is true because making a daily timetable helps in planning activities and using time effectively, which is an important part of time management. Statement 2 is false because prioritizing means ranking tasks according to their importance so that the most important tasks are completed first, not the least important ones. Question 55. Evaluate the correctness of the following statements about the 4 steps of time management. Statement I. Creating a to-do list is part of the prioritize step. Statement 2. Avoiding distractions like chatting on the phone is part of the control step. Statement 3. Noting where time was spent is part of the track step. A. Only Statement I and Statement 2 are correct. B. Only Statement 2 and Statement 3 are correct. C. Only Statement 3 is correct. D. All Statement I, Statement 2, and Statement 3 are correct. Answer. Option D. All Statement I, Statement 2, and Statement 3 are correct. Explanation. Statement I is correct because making a to-do list and ranking tasks is a key activity of the prioritize step. Statement 2 is correct because avoiding distractions and time wasters is the main focus of the control step. Statement 3 is correct because identifying and noting where time was spent is the purpose of the track step. Therefore, all 3 statements are correct. Question 56. Assertion: a postponing tasks is a sign of poor time management. Reason: our effective time management involves completing tasks on time and avoiding delays. A. Both A and R are true, and R is the correct explanation of A. B. Both A and R are true, but R is not the correct explanation of A. C. A is true but R is false. D. A is false but R is true. Answer. Option A. Both A and R are true, and R is the correct explanation of A. Explanation. The assertion is true because postponing or delaying tasks indicates poor time management. The reason is also true because effective time management focuses on completing tasks on time and avoiding unnecessary delays. The reason clearly explains why postponing tasks reflects poor time management. Therefore, option A is the correct answer. Question 57. The image illustrates various manifestations of stress. According to the text, which of the following is a potential consequence of prolonged stress? A. Increased focus and motivation. B. Improved physical strength. C. Health problems and mental troubles. D. Better relationships with peers. Answer. Option C. Health problems and mental troubles. Explanation. The text explains that while a small amount of stress can sometimes be motivating, stress that continues for a long period can be harmful. Prolonged stress can lead to various health problems and mental troubles. The image supports this idea by showing signs such as worry, low energy, physical discomfort, and mental strain. Therefore, option C is the correct answer. Question 58. The diagram outlines 3 steps to manage stress. What is the essential first step in this process? A. Applying management techniques immediately. B. Being aware that you are stressed. C. Talking to a close friend about the issue. D. Identifying the specific cause of the stress. Answer. Option B. Being aware that you are stressed. Explanation. According to the diagram, the first step in managing stress is to be aware that you are stressed. This means recognizing the signs of stress, such as headaches, nervousness, irritation, or tiredness. Only when a person becomes aware of stress can they move on to the next steps, which include identifying the cause and applying stress management techniques. Therefore, option B is the correct answer. Question 59. The diagram titled Knowing Yourself lists several aspects of self-identity. Understanding these aspects is the first step towards which important analysis? A. Career opportunity analysis. B. Social relationship analysis. C. Strength and weakness analysis. D. Time management analysis. Answer. Option C. Strength and weakness analysis. Explanation. The diagram focuses on understanding who you are, including your beliefs, background, opinions, likes, dislikes, and values. This self-understanding is important because only when you know yourself well can you clearly identify your strengths and weaknesses. Knowing your strengths helps you build confidence, while knowing your weaknesses helps you improve. Therefore, option C, strength and weakness analysis, is the correct answer. Question 60. The image illustrates the balance between strengths and weaknesses. Which of the following is presented in the text as an example of a weakness? A. I am good at creative writing. B. I play guitar very well. C. I am confident in front of an audience. D. I find it difficult to solve mathematics problems. Answer. Option D. I find it difficult to solve mathematics problems. Explanation. The text clearly gives examples of both strengths and weaknesses. Skills such as creative writing, playing the guitar well, and being confident while speaking in front of an audience are all strengths. However, finding it difficult to solve mathematics problems is mentioned as an example of a weakness because it highlights an area where improvement is needed. Identifying such weaknesses is important for planning self-improvement and personal development. Question 61. The image shows 2 examples of motivated individuals. What is self-motivation? A. The influence of others to perform a task. B. The force within you that drives you to do things. C. The reward you get after completing work. D. The skill of managing your time effectively. Answer. Option B. The force within you that drives you to do things. Explanation. Self-motivation is defined as the inner force that pushes a person to take action without being told by others. It is the ability to work towards goals on your own, even when there is no external pressure, reward, or supervision. In the image, the individuals are studying, practicing, and completing tasks because they want to achieve their goals. This inner drive to improve and succeed is called self-motivation. Question 62. The icons represent elements of professional goal setting. When using the SMART method to set goals, what does the letter R stand for? A. Repetitive. B. Responsible. C. Rewarding. D. Realistic. Answer. Option D. Realistic. Explanation. In the SMART goals method, the letter R stands for realistic. A realistic goal is one that a person genuinely wants to achieve and is practical and possible to work towards with the available time, skills, and resources. Setting unrealistic goals, such as trying to complete an entire year's syllabus in one day, can lead to stress and failure. Therefore, goals should always be realistic so that they motivate a person instead of discouraging them. Question 63. The image depicts various aspects of a person's life that require management. How is self-management defined in the introduction of the chapter? At the ability to manage other people's tasks and goals. B. The ability to control one's emotions, thoughts, and behavior. C. The process of acquiring financial and technical skills. D. The technique of delegating your work to your team. Answer. Option B. The ability to control one's emotions, thoughts, and behavior. Explanation. According to the chapter introduction, self-management, also known as self-control, is defined as the ability to effectively control one's emotions, thoughts, and behavior in different situations. This important life skill helps a person stay focused, motivated, and disciplined. Self-management also includes setting goals, managing stress, and making responsible decisions to succeed in personal and professional life. Question 64. The image contrasts Samira's good time management with Nisha's poor habits. Based on Nisha's example, which of the following is a sign of ineffective time management? A. Arriving late and not submitting assignments on time. B. Having a regular schedule that she follows every day. C. Planning for study and playtime well in advance. D. Being always punctual for all commitments at school. Answer. Option A. Arriving late and not submitting assignments on time. Explanation. According to the example shown, Nisha often arrives late, does not submit her assignments on time, and gets carried away by other activities. These habits show poor planning and lack of discipline, which are clear signs of ineffective time management. Such behavior can result in unfinished work, missed deadlines, and forgetting important tasks. Thank you for watching. If you found this session helpful, don't forget to check the description box below for the PDF download link. To get more worksheets and learning resources, visit my website edushree.in. Keep learning and stay motivated.